Welcome to Rebel Squadron. The Empire is spreading terror across the galaxy, and we need your help to break its iron grip.
It is time to bring the pain, recruit.
Welcome, recruit, to Noob Camp Mods 101. If you watched the previous Noob Camp videos, you might have noticed that I kind of skipped over the mods tab in the ship store, and there's a pretty good reason for that. There was the 5 weeks of Noob Camp where there was a lot of information in there, and mods by themselves are a whole nother level. So I didn't want to confuse new players, and I didn't want the mod information to get lost in the rest of the information. So again, welcome to Noob Camp Mods 101. And so if you look at the mod store, in this case it's all credits and ship credits, and I could have sworn you used to be able to buy them with crystals. I don't know if this is just a shipment that doesn't have any crystals, or if there's more to if they took out the crystal option and you just use ship credits and regular credits now. Don't be surprised if you see mods pop up with the option to use crystals. And now there's no set blueprint for modding. That's one of the things about Galaxy of Heroes that's kind of unique. The modding system is different from anything I've seen and other similar game types. It does make the game more versatile, as well as making it a lot more confusing, because it produces a lot of variability within the game, which is a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. With other games like, say, Marvel Strike Force, you generally know what you're going up against when you face off against a squad. And with Galaxy of Heroes, these mods can create very different characters, even though they're the same tune, the same character. And see, you really just don't always know exactly what you're going to get when you're going into battle against them. So because of the complexities, it's very easy to get lost when you're trying to figure out how to mod your characters. So that's the purpose of this video, is to hopefully give you a foundation to build upon and really help take your characters and your squads to that next level. So alright, let's go ahead and take a look at one of my characters that I really do need to work on her mods. We're going to look at Asajj Ventress today. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that each character is different, and beyond that, depending on what kind of play mode you're engaging in, if it's PvE, PvP, some sort of guild event, the mods can have a different effect depending on the mode that you're in. Now, some people that are super hardcore, they're going to have different mod sets for different situations. That's totally up to you if you want to spend that kind of time on it. Personally, I generally try to give them a solid mod set that's going to be beneficial, across different play modes. And, once again, that's completely up to you how you want to play that. Alright, so let's take a closer look at her mods that we got going on. And the first thing you want to know is that bad mods are better than no mods at all. So at least you really want to make sure you get some sort of mod in there, even if it's not optimal. So at least they got something going on to help boost their stats. And, so Trust me, it will make, even if they're not the most optimal mods, they will make a difference in like Grand Arena and Squad Arena and whatnot. So, worst case scenario. Now with the more recent updates in the last year, they've added this new function to the mod window. So, the basic is much simpler. It has an actual recommendation for mod sets, and for Asajj, it recommends offense and crit chance. That's not set in stone. You have the ability to play around with the mods and the various stat boosts to try and optimize that character, especially for depending on how you want that character to interact with the rest of your squad. And then if you go into the advanced mode, you have a lot more options. It's a lot more options regarding the selection of your mods. You got your different filters, the slot that you're looking for, the ability type on the mod, your primary stats, your secondary stats, the rarity of the mod, the tier of the mod, and then you can also sort them according to different stats. And it'll, for example, if you do speed, it'll put the fastest speed mods that you have at the top of your list. So it's really very useful. It makes it a lot easier when you're trying to find the right mod. You also have the find mod search criteria, which let's see what happens here. Throw up the square health. So yeah, if you need a specific type of mod and you're not sure where to find it, you can use that find function, and it'll take you to the various places where you can actually pick up that particular mod. Pretty handy feature there. And from here, you can also sell different mods directly from this window. You can filter them any way you want, sort them according to stat abilities, and it makes life a little bit easier when you're trying to figure out which ones to keep and which ones to get rid of. Okay, so the first factor that you're going to take into account is going to be the speed stat. With the arrow mod, one of the primary stats is speed, and it's the only mod that has that as the primary stat. So oftentimes that's what people will go with to really give their characters a major speed boost. And you can still get speed in the secondary stats, but it's a lot more difficult to get that. But you just, you want to try and find as much speed as you can. I got 10 speed on that square, 5 speed on that diamond, 5 speed on the circle, 5 speed on that plus, and 5 speed on that triangle. So she's actually got a total of 146 at the moment, and hopefully I can boost that before too long. But it's speed is king, is what they say, and it does make a huge difference in arena battles, but it's not the only thing you want to be focused on. Like I said, each character is going to be different. They're going to have different abilities, different needs as far as the stats go. And as an example, Asajj, her abilities can really use they can benefit quite a bit from either potency or any of the offensive stats, such as offense, crit chance, and crit damage. So if we take a look at Cruel Strike, it's her basic attack. She can stun a character, so potency would be very useful for that ability. Stuns are pretty major in this game. For Strike Fear, not 100% sure, but I think potency will help dispel buffs, because it can be resisted, unless the ability specifically says that it cannot be resisted. So with Endless Wrath, it can inflict defense down, so once again potency is going to come in handy for that, even though her big thing is going to be that stun. And with Rampage, so she's going to gain offense and crit chance, so that's where those offensive abilities can come in handy. You can get primary, secondary stats on those mods that include offense, crit chance, or crit damage, and that's going to boost her damage output. So it really just depends on what you want to go for. If you want to go for the stuns and whatnot, you're going to want to load up on potency. If you want to focus on damage dealing, then you're going to want to focus on those offensive mods. Now, this is just one particular character. Each character is going to be different depending on their abilities and whatnot. So you really got to get to know your character and figure out what exactly is going to benefit them the most. And you do that by getting familiar with their abilities and what their abilities can do and what stats are going to help boost those abilities. And with that, recruit, we're going to wrap this up for Noob Camp Mods 101 Week 1. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something new from it. I'll see you in the Cantina, recruit. This is Rebel Squadron out.
Recruit dismissed, for now.